Stan Gibilisco here, ham radio station W1GV, Whiskey 1 Golf Victor. I'm going to take a little tour of the upper HF bands starting at 14 megahertz. I'm going to confine my attention to the CW or Morse code portions of the bands because that is where my interest lies. The date is August 12th, 2013, 8/12/2013, 6:09 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and it is 00. Now it's 0010. 0010 Zulu. The minute just changed on August 13th, 2013. Take your pick as to time designators. Anyway, it's evening once again. The thunder showers have taken a slight pause in their activity here over the Black Hills of Dakota Territory, United States of America, but they will be back. Mark my words. Just as surely as the sun rises, so do the thunderstorms rise in the summer over the Black Hills. In fact, there's a flash flood warning for some parts of the hills right now. They had 2 inches of rain in something like 45 minutes. That's a lot for up here. Not hearing much. Not hearing much. Is the band dead or what? Let's find out. We always know at this time of the evening that W1AW in Newington, Connecticut will be transmitting a bulletin on CW at 14.0475, I believe the frequency is. Ah, there's something. There's a pileup. I can't make that out. AA5VU, that's one of those big Texas stations probably. And now we got some strong signals up here. Let's keep going. Keep going. Not a whole lot of activity though. There's plenty of room on the CW bands anymore. There's W1AW sending its bulletin as always. And strong as almost always. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Now let's switch over to the SSB mode just so that we can hear. That is the bottom of the PSK window, about 3 kilohertz. A lot of signals there. A lot of signals. And we're getting up towards the top of the digital band. That's the end of that band. Let's start. 18.068 is where this band begins. Start, listen. Not hearing anything here. Not hearing anything. But at 18.0975, that'll tell the story. Because that's where W1AW will be, if we can hear them. Let's see if we can. We'll know something if we can't. Usually they're pretty strong. Yep. They're even stronger. Well, I've got the preamp cranked up a little more on this band, so they're about the same, though. They're good and strong anyway. So once again, across the northern tier of states in the United States and southern Canada on the eastern side, plenty of propagation. It's just that nobody's taken advantage of it. And again, what makes one wonder, Asia and the Pacific would probably be accessible if anybody cared to. Well, generally speaking, up here we get some sideband activity. Let's see. Well, I'm not hearing any. Well, there's just some few weak signals. Now, look at how high that noise is. That is the bane of my existence here in this location. I don't know what kind of electrical stuff, but I don't like it. Anyway, what are you going to do? I mean, build some noise-canceling antennas and write a book about it, eh? Maybe I will. Maybe in my, if I write a book about ham radio, maybe I will write about noise-canceling antennas. Or just move up to the top of the Bighorn Mountains. There's a place up there that I'd like to buy, except I don't have the money. Plus, in the winter, we are going to have an epic winter this coming winter. This is my prediction. Now, you can laugh at me later, and I hope you get a chance to laugh at me later, because I'm not really looking that much forward to it, although, in a way, I'm saying bring it on. This is not going to be just a bad winter up here. This is going to be an epic winter. One for the books. Now, maybe not that way everywhere in the United States, but up here in the Black Hills, practically in the center of the North American continent, epic winter coming. Attention! I have spoken. The weather guru has spoken. And he's wrong about half the time. But you know, even a stopped clock is right twice a day, right? So if I'm right, I can bask in the glory of an epic winter. I'm ready. Got firewood all over the place. 21.0675 will tell the story, because that's where W1AW will be. Look at this! 20 decibels over S9. That's about as strong as a signal ever gets on this ICOM IC746 Pro. I think I've seen 30 over 9 a few times. Maybe like if somebody's right across town. Good grief. Now, why isn't anybody using this band? Now, my antenna will not really work very well on this band, unfortunately, because I just don't have the but anyway, let's just so I don't sound like a hypocrite, there was a CQ. See if anybody wants to talk to me. If anybody hears me. I doubt they will. I mean, now I always go QRL question mark before I spew my signal out on a frequency. 10 big ones. 10 big watts. Even if I don't think there's going to be anybody using it, and that'd be a pretty good bet. I doubt I got in anybody's way, and that's a pity. Okay, well, let's, okay, we're at the top of this band, so let's go from the top down. Let's just open it up. I don't think we're going to hear anybody. I don't think so. I don't think W1AW transmits on this band. I'm not really sure. And then, of course, this band... 28 megahertz. There's a birdie. That's a big birdie, an eagle. A vulture. The buzzard. Okay, that was the CW band there. Nobody. 50 megahertz. Let's 50.09 is usually where you'd hear it. Now, I used to hear beacons on this band, but I haven't heard any lately, even when the band was open. Well, I would send CQ on these other bands, but my antenna is not really fit to use on those other bands. Only on 14 megahertz, and I know that's open because we heard signals. We heard plenty of signals. There again, back down to W1. AW. I worked at that station in 1977, February of 1977. There was a job opening for a W1AW operator, and I was fresh out of college. I took that application and I sent it in, and they took me, moved away from my family in Minnesota out to Connecticut. Never thought for a minute that I'd end up running around the United States. I thought I was a homebody, a mother's boy. Well, anyway, this station, they paid me, I remember it was $3.85 an hour. Back in that day. It's probably an awful lot better now. But anyway, I didn't care. I didn't care that it was practically minimum wage. It was the job I wanted. I loved it. It was a great time. Then I spent a little time working for QST as I believe they called me a editorial assistant or something like that. Then I ran off to the tropics. Got tired of their epic winters up there in Connecticut. One of them, that was when they had Storm Larry in 1978, where it snowed like 2 feet on top of 1 foot, on top of another foot, on top of wet rain, which collapsed the Hartford Civic Center roof. Then the next winter, there wasn't that much snow, but I called that one the winter of viruses because I got sick, bed sick, 5 times. I decided I'd had enough. And at age 25, 26, I went to Miami, Florida, so that instead of epic winters, I could experience epic hurricanes, which I eventually did in 1992 when I went through the center of Hurricane Andrew. Well, that's enough yammering from an old fuddy-duddy ham radio operator. Stan Gibilisco, W1GV, Whiskey 1 Golf Victor. Listen for me on this band and increasingly on 18 and 21 and 24 megahertz, particularly 18 and 24 megahertz. CW 73, and so long for now.